So if you're new to firearms, this is, these are a ton of different calibers. These are a bunch of different options. And if you're curious right away as to where to start, sometimes the advice is vague. It's like find what's best for you, and that could be true if you get a chance to shoot a little bit of everything, and that's what I did. Um, I do know that there's different reasons for each caliber. If you're looking for a handgun self-defense, probably in this area here up top. And then if we're looking at price, this 9mm is used across military forces and police agencies everywhere. So it's made by a ton of companies. There's a lot of competition. Very, very fair price. And uh, just given that it is used by law enforcement, FBI agencies, um, government agencies that carry firearms, and the military, it's an effective round, this 9mm. So that's a great starting point. Cost doesn't cost a lot. It doesn't cost as much per round as some of the other ammo. Um, See, this 22 LR is less than a 9mm, but it's not typically carried for self-defense. Can it be used for self-defense? Absolutely. There was a time when it was. This 9mm has more stopping power. Um, these other two, now, if you're getting a handgun for, you know, to defend yourself against wildlife, large game, that hunts, you know, bear, wolf, tiger. I don't know if a tiger or a lion. I suppose it would if it's a bear, but we're looking at something like this 10mm, which will cost a lot more. Going to the range, shooting 10mm, very different than going to shoot the 9 or going to shoot the 22. Different experience, different amount of power and ballistics. Now, likewise for shooting the bird shot versus the slug. This slug pushes back like, the recoil is impressive compared to the bird shot, which is still the buckshot, which is still recoil is still there, but not as forceful as the slug. But yep, so this is just intro to ammo, different ammo types, different calibers. You could end up with a little bit of each. I keep a little bit of everything because I've fired weapons that have a little bit of that use each of these. Revolver, I shot the 380, and I shot the 357. 357 was not that enjoyable to shoot. Very powerful. The 38 was enjoyable to shoot. Both of them very effective rounds, designed for different things. One could go through the block of an engine. The other, I'm sure, could still disable a car, but less power. Less power meaning I have the ability to have quick follow-up shots, to not throwing my wrist way back and my sight picture out of frame, compared to a very powerful caliber, this 357, which might change my whole sight picture. The same holds true here. The 10 mil and the 45 are going to change your sight picture much more than a 9 mil and the 22. Follow-up shots are very rapid. It's not changing very much of anything. But intro to calibers, just different calibers, different munitions. How does it look inside of when it's loaded? This is one type, a 7.62, 30 rounds, 30 rounds. This is the 9 mil. One type. Sometimes keep dummy rounds in there, because training never stops. It's the beauty of having firearms. Training never stops. Some boxes of some ammo here, and this is Intro to Ammo. Like and subscribe. Thanks for joining. Bye. Faster than this 7.62, but this 7.62 being larger and heavier, even though it travels slower, when it makes impact, it packs a punch. In fact, shooting this 7.62, when I shoot that through my AR style rifle, it often feels a lot like a shotgun. It's about how much kick it has. So speaking of shotguns, we'll look at some shells right now. We'll put these in frame. So we have these, this here. This is a slug. You can actually see the slug. This is a metal ball here, a giant slug. Who knows how far back it goes? You know, maybe to here. And then there's, you know, of course, gunpowder inside. But this is a slug. You can look at that. And just like the bullets, it tells you what this is on the bottom of the ballistic. 12 gauge. It tells you the manufacturer. It doesn't say that it's a slug, but you can see the slug there, and see exactly what I mean when I show you. When I show you the top here of birdshot. So it still says 12 gauge on the bottom, but when you look on the top, the number of spirals here correlates with, sometimes, with the type of birdshot quantity.